the Xenoids.
Yes.
And just wondering if you could tell us a bit about that.
The Xenoids is an animated series that I'm doing with William Shatner. I know, right? I met Bill. That's what I call him.
Love him.
I met Bill at Comic-Con a couple of years ago, and he interviewed me for myouterspace.com, which is his sort of multi-platform website for all things geek. So it's really cool. And I got a call a couple of months later saying, you know, Bill's doing this animated series, he's getting fans to write it, and it's going to be a really interactive, connected to the fan base kind of thing, and he wants you to play his wife on it, and, you know, are you interested? Yeah. So we've done, I think, 3 or 4 episodes. I was in LA a few months ago, and Bill and I went into a soundstage in LA and laid down a few of the episodes with some amazing voice actors. And yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen with it. They just they put out a contest now to find a composer. It's really cool because it's actually getting the fans completely involved, and in a really cool and respectful and fun way. So I don't know what's going to happen with it. There's talk about doing a movie. Ashley Tisdale wants to be in it, playing our daughter. And it's this couple, kind of like an old musical couple, like, what was it, Captain and Tennille, is that what they were called? It's like them, only like 30 years later, still trying to make a name for themselves, but they're aliens, and they travel the galaxy in this beat-up RV spaceship kind of thing with their 2 kids, and they think they've still got it, but they totally don't. But their kids are really talented. So it's quite fun. It's really cute. Thank you. Bye! Bye! Have fun at the Guild! Tell them we said hi. Yeah, you do that.
That's twice that's happened.
Wow, so now we've gotten rid of them. Let's talk.
Hi guys, my name's Brendan.
Hi Brendan.
How you doing? You were talking about you were really nervous before the cocktail party. I mean, it took me like an hour to work up the courage to come say hi. I grew up watching Stargate. It's my favorite show of all time. It's a brilliant show. And I think Carter's so popular because I think there's a little bit of Carter in all of us. Like, you represent sort of, in a way, us. Like, we all get the character.
Yeah.
If there's a relatable character, I think Carter is the most relatable.
Oh, definitely.
And it was brilliant to see this on TV. It is great. I have a question for both of you. I just wanted to ask. In both your shows, there's times when there are very difficult decisions your characters have to make, and you may not, as a person, not your character, you may disagree quite a lot with what your character's trying to do, whether they're an evil character or a good character. Especially on Stargate, there was like lots of, whole worlds of people in the balance, and
I just blew up a sun.
like, and Jack would be like, "We got to go. Too bad." How do you deal with and even portray things where you disagree strongly with what your character is deciding to do?
That's where you just have to be an actor. Like, that's where you have to really disassociate. I think Carter, even if she were a real person, would struggle with some of the decisions that were made. Or go, really, if I push this button, that entire planet, what, really? But she, being part of the military hierarchy, understood that she had to follow orders. So Amanda, could never have done half the things that Carter did. I would say no. Sorry, I don't feel comfortable with that. But Carter understood how the military hierarchy worked, and I have to totally respect her for that. Helen made some crazy decisions in, especially beginning of season 2, where it's like, I can't even fathom how you could make that decision, but that's, it's part of what makes the characters that we play so interesting is their flaws. And the fact that you don't always agree with what they're doing. Like, playing an enigma is really interesting. So that, I think you just become an actor. That's when it's, okay, this isn't me. I can't wrap my head around it, but this is what she would do. If I were playing myself all the time, it would be boring. Right, Robin?
What are you suggesting? I don't play with myself all the time. Sometimes, but not all the time. I think I already said the warning. I said, well, if there's any children in this room, don't listen to me. Okay. Well, let me just reiterate the warning. Any children in this room, don't listen to me or say the things that I say, because I'm a very, very awful man. The kids are like, yeah.
Got that.
I think, though, just speaking to your question, I think one of the very interesting things about the character of Magnus is that it's a word I use to describe her. It's presidential. You know, she's a character that has to constantly look at the big picture and make just difficult decisions, even when people around her, like Will and Henry and people in the sanctuary, are disagreeing, because she's looking at the overall picture. And I think sometimes as humans, it's hard for us to do that all the time. So we can look at it at a specific decision that a character makes and disagree with that, without necessarily being able to look at the big picture and see that that's sort of the greater good. And I think that's one of the really nice things that the character of Magnus has been created out of. It's a very, very good quality. If only you had that. Oh, come on. See, all day she's saying things to me. I say one thing and I lose the room. I lose the room.
I love you guys.
We love you too. Thank you for coming. It's like something that's a strike off my bucket list, meeting you.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
I just want to say thank you. You're both brilliant at what you do. I think you're obviously very passionate about what
Sorry, what are we?
Brilliant.
Oh, thanks.
I did have a question for Amanda, and I just wanted to, obviously, it sounds like you're very familiar with science, and I didn't know whether that was a part of your job as an actor, to be familiar with your content, but are you personally interested in any field of science or worked with any scientific?
I mean, when I graduated high school, I won the Environmental Science Award, and I was really interested in biology. But then, taking on the role of Carter, I felt it was really important that I absolutely understood what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And so I went to great pains to learn as much as a human can learn about astrophysics. And so that when I spoke, I really understood what I was saying, and now I find that field fascinating. And especially, what was happening recently with the speed of sound and neutrinos, and I was like, oh, this could change the face of physics! Oh my God, everything we thought we held true! Ah! And I really geeked out on that idea. And then it turned out that it's okay. Everything is okay. Nothing has to change.
It's brilliant because you're really good with your words, and I started watching Stargate when I was about 17, and I ended up becoming a biologist, so...
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
So, yeah, just thank you very much. And
Thank you.
You're a lot of inspiration, so
Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Shannon. A few questions. Amanda, who do you relate to more out of Sam and Magnus?
Sam, for sure.
Sam, definitely.
Yeah, Helen confuses me a lot. I dig her. I think she's really cool. And I love playing her, but I understood Sam better.
Okay. We had Michael Shanks and Ben Browder here last year. We heard their point of view. What was it like working with the rest of SG1, like the crew?
What was it like working with the rest of the cast?
Yeah.
Oh, we had way too much fun on that show.
Because from what I hear, both Michael Shanks and Chris Judge are very much the tricksters.
Yes. We laughed without a word of a lie every single day. And I have to say the same is true of Sanctuary. We laugh and laugh loudly and fully, like belly laugh every day.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. We barely get the shows out. But yeah, the cast of SG1 was really, really fun. There's only 3 more, Bill. Come on. And they had to wait to get in here.
You got 3. Are you done?
I just have one quick question.
Okay, so
is there any chance of Robin relapsing into the metamorphose? Like Robin relapsing into the metamorphose kind of like reptilian scaly thing?
There's always a chance of Robin relapsing into many, many different things.
Okay, so good short questions, and if your first question is, I have 3 questions, I will shoot you dead. Okay, so a short question.
That's respect.
That's respect. Literally, that's what some.
Don't hold back, Bill. Just say what you really think.
My question's for Amanda. Last year when Michael Shanks was here, he was telling us a story about how he had a scene which was nearly 2 minutes of him just speaking, walking down a hall, and for the life of him, he could not do it. It took him, I think he said, 15 takes, and the final one he's gone, never again. Did you ever have a similar experience, especially having to say all the stuff that Sam said?
No, I'm just that much better. Oh yeah. There are times definitely when the technobabble got so tongue-twisty that, and I mean, that's basically how we get our outtakes, is us trying to get through some of the gobbledygook. But I know what you're talking about with Michael, I remember that. So, yeah, it's happened to me, for sure.
Okay, real quickly, firstly, what was it like to change your hair from blonde to brown? Did you like freak out or?
Yeah, I mean, I was blonde when I was a child. Oh, sorry. That's awkward. I
would like freak. I'd be looking in the rearview mirror of my car and be like, "Who's driving my car? What's me?" Right here on the touch. The hardest part, it took a long time to get used to it. The hardest part was that I didn't look like Olivia anymore. And she was really sweet about it. I wore the wig and showed her what Mummy's hair was going to look like. And when I came in after getting it dyed, she was in the bath and she's like, "I like your hair, Mummy." Aww. And then about a year later, she was really mad at me because I wouldn't give her something that she wanted. And she said, "And by the way, I don't like your brown hair." Yeah. So that's the only hard part, is that I used to look a lot like my daughter, and now I don't.
Okay, and really quickly to Amanda. Do you think that there should have been a Sam Jack confirmation in SG1?
Yes.
Yes? I think
just something, right? They waited for so long. There should have just been something, you know, where his phone rings and the sheet goes flying back and he goes to answer it and she's right behind him or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where the audience goes, "Huh?" Oh. They don't even have to mention it again.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Does Rick feel the same way? Like, did he like the relationship?
Oh yeah, we loved playing it. I mean, I hope he felt the same way. We both seem to enjoy playing that tension. Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
Thanks.
I did have 3 questions, but I won't. I'll have one question appropriate to both of you. Which one is your favourite flavoured Granville Island beer if you actually drink beer?
I don't drink beer, so.
Okay, then your question was going to be how you liked the dancing in the Sanctuary, Bollywood dancing. Sorry, Amanda, I cut you off.
Oh no, that's okay. I like the lager, because I like lager and lime. And I don't drink beer very often, but if I do, it's lager and lime. So.
I drink.
You guys know that with Rose's lime cordial and lager, and you mix it.
This is Australia.
You ought to try it. It's really nice. It's a lovely little pick-me-up. It's very nice.
No Guinness.
I drink Guinness, yeah. I drink Irish beer called Guinness. I don't know if you guys know that. My dream job is I'm going to be the global the spokesperson.
He wants, yeah, don't you think he'd be great? He gets to just travel the world.
They wouldn't have to pay me, they just pay me in product. Back the truck up, that's my driveway there, yep.
Okay, well, God, how do you follow that? If I can have a huge round of applause for Amanda.
camera is actually hot now from the amount of photos.
My hand is sweaty.
You've